Hey guys, I'm Tim with Original Strength, and this week I wanted to show you a pretty neat way to reset your hips or to wake up sleepy glutes and set tight hip flexors free. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to load a rolling pattern. And the reason why this is just so cool is because rolling is truly the foundation of your gait pattern, and your gait pattern is walking. And a lot of times people are walking around with very tight hip flexors from sitting all day, and their glutes are asleep, or they're just not really working, and they're not getting into full hip extension, and which means they're really not walking all that well. And that can cause a lot of just problems or issues, tightness and pain or lower back pain, just itises in the body. So if we load the rolling pattern though, we can wake up the glutes and set the hip flexors free and restore our gait pattern, so that we're walking better. And if we're walking better, brain's gonna feel better, your body's gonna feel better, everything's just gonna be better. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna lie on the floor with our legs spread apart a little bit like so, and I'm gonna get a sandbag, and I'm gonna hold it on my shoulder like a baby. And I'm gonna put this arm overhead, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this shoulder and this sandbag towards this hip and roll. And if you were standing over top of me, like if I had a drone, you would see that it looks like I'm walking right now because this leg's going forward, this leg's going back. And then I'm just gonna come back. But the cool thing about the sandbag is when I take this sandbag and this shoulder towards this hip, it makes this glute fire. And it wakes it up, turns it on, which turns off this hip flexor. Now it's the gait pattern, so this hip flexor actually turns on because I'm walking, even though I'm rolling. So I don't know if you can see, because I'm wearing black like Johnny Cash on a black floor, but I don't know if you look at my glute, and I'll try to get the camera, so this is a family show, but you know what I mean. I'm just trying to see if you can see how my glute fires when I take this shoulder towards the opposite hip. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but I felt it. Now, if you don't have a sandbag, you could use a light dumbbell or a kettlebell, and it would almost be like a Turkish get-up, but you would not like a Turkish get-up, you would lay with your legs in a V, and then you would put the arm right here for just some stability as you roll. And you can see again, this hip internally rotates, but it turns on that glute, turns on this hip flexor, and if you were standing over me, it looks like I'm kind of walking or running. So that's it. We're just using the rolling pattern and adding just a little bit of weight and resistance to turn up the juice in the pattern, to turn on the glute, to turn off the hip flexor, to reset the hips. Now, if we wanted to do the other side, we would just put the sandbag on the other side. And again, if you just can't see, really like envision what I'm talking about, your body's an X. And let's imagine I'm laying on the floor. My back's on the floor right now, and I reach to roll. Did you see? Look, and now it looks like I'm walking. So this hip is now an extension, this hip is in flexion, but this glute is on, the hip flexor's off. This is on, this releases. That's our gait pattern, that's our walking pattern. And we can restore it and reset it with rolling, especially adding a little bit of load to rolling. Anyway, if you have sleepy glutes, if you have tight hip flexors, give that a shot and then go for a walk to see how you feel. I'm Tim with Original Strength, and we'll see you next time.